Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It is 6:01 p.m., March 6th, 2020. And feeling a little bit better today. I thought I'd go online and do some updates about the signals and do some comparison from yesterday and today and see how the signals look like today. So here are the signals, my hand. And you notice that it's quite low compared to if you took a look at the video I posted yesterday live, you would see that these numbers were very, very high. See how low they are today? See that EF reading? The normal EF reading is 0 to 1. So it is low, so somebody is still logged on. The RF reading is still a little bit high. The normal reading is also 0 to 1. The elbow is tagged quite a bit, and my elbow is burnt. There are some dark marks on the elbow. See that? That I'm using a peel to get rid of. But while I sleep, the elbow is burnt, basically. Now, part of that is because I put my elbow down like this when I'm working. That's part of the reason. But it also gets stung as I sleep because I feel the stinging sensation, and it becomes painful when that happens. So now this one is not as bad. That's because well, not as much on the left side, I should say. Actually, it's more on the right side, come to think about it. So this is actually more burning than friction. So anyway, so the next hand. So yeah, so see that the reading is quite low. So I'm going to take my blood pressure reading. So from those signals, and that's quite interesting. It just increased briefly and it went back down. I was going to show you the increase, but oh, here we go. $87. Yeah, it's just pulsing through 139, but very, very quickly. So yeah, so last night, again, my face was pulsed, my nose, but today then the sinuses are feeling a lot better. What I do, because the nostrils get dried out when the face is pulsed, just like the eyes get dry. Excuse me. Just like the eyes get dry, the nostrils also dries out. So what I do is I use castor oil, believe it or not. So castor oil is a really good lubricant because it gets absorbed very easily, and it's very high in vitamin E. So it heals the inflamed tissues. So that's been quite helpful. And I also use Vicks, so that has helped to clear up the breathing. It feels like you have a cold, but really it's the effects of being pulsed at night. So the signals are starting to get higher again. That's interesting. So I'm going to take my blood pressure measurement reading. So let's see what the air looks like here. Yeah. So if you notice, the face is not as swollen today. Yesterday, it felt like I had tonsillitis because this side here was, sort of heavy, and it's swollen. There's a feeling of trying to find the right word here. It's escaping me. It's not. It wasn't painful to the touch, but there was a sort of a heavy feeling to it. It's hard to describe. Sorry. So it's 124/78, and 124 in a sitting position. I've been sitting for a while. Is high. It means that I'm in pain. I am in pain. My back is hurting. So these signals, although they are not showing high right now, they are pulsing through high numbers as I walk in the unit and as I sit as well. Let's see how this detector is faring. Oh, there we go. See the jaw? So this is why the jaw line is swollen. And actually, my glands are swollen underneath my throat. You notice I have a little swelling there. On and off. So that 124 is pain and stress. It's the stress reaction showing in the numbers. Just going to take it one more time. So last night I shielded with a wire mesh, and I have a piece of wire mesh that I bought a long time ago, and I sort of crunched it so it will be in layers, and I put it on top of me, and this was a very, very rough experiment I did on the bed, and then I layered it. Well, under it, I layered some material made out of nickel and copper that I got off Amazon. And then I also had, in some areas of my body, I had steel, like baking sheets, big, huge ones that I bought. So I'm going to have to construct a Faraday cage. But this is my experimenting with certain materials, layering certain materials, because the power is varied. It's changed because every night I heard there are different people doing the remote targeting. So every night it's different. So it has to be adjusted. Should anybody live like this? Well, of course not. All I know is that the nights that I do shield, I feel better. When I don't feel shield, I feel like I get sick. Like I get really, really sick. So this is my experience. And of course, with 5G and with all the antennas going up very, very close, within very, very close distance to each other. So the um, the signals are going to be very concentrated around you. So 5G behind, of course, the 5G, the idea is everything is going to be connected to everything else. So in order for that to happen, the the frequency lengths have to be shorter. So now we are entering the range in the electromagnetic field of very, very short waves. So and these short waves penetrate your body. Now do your own research. At least this is what I've read. Okay, so let me say that again. This is what I remember of what I read. I could be wrong. Anyways, it comes down to millimeter wave technology that penetrates your body, so and heats up your body. So I think that everybody should be getting um, shielding with 5G technology. So 127/83. And of course, with the coronavirus going on and any other diseases, if you're being radiated on top of that in a very concentrated form, then it's going to exacerbate the symptoms. It's just going to make it worse. So shielding, whether you're electromagnetically sensitive or not, whether you're sick or not, it makes good sense. It just helps your immune system. It makes it work more efficiently. So 127/83. So there is variation. So we went from 124/78 with 80 heart rate and in a sitting position, 117/79, 75 heart rate, and 127/83, 77 heart rate. My ear is hurting. And the power is turned up. You see the burn marks, like a sunburn? This is what happens to your skin. This is why I have so many marks. They're actually burn marks. So um, the the degree of targeting and the power is showing in the numbers. There isn't a lot of fluctuation in the heart rate. There seem to be some consistency in the range of the heart rate, but 124 to 117 to 127 blood pressure for the systolic reading. That's the number at the top. Shows that I'm in pain, stress. I'm stressed out basically. That 127/83 is a direct reflection of the increase in power. So let me see what, and there we go. the numbers. We're a little bit higher in the hand, the palm of the hand. So yeah, the power was turned up. So I'm trying to do this very impromptu, live, because it needs to be demonstrated that this is not a staged scenario. This is what happens every single day, minute by minute, in the building, in my unit. This is what I have to live with on a minute by minute basis in my unit. One more time, and I'll stop taking these measurements. So my eyes are still hurting. It still feels like I have a bit of a cold, not a whole lot of inflammation, but still sore around the eyes and the nose and the throat. It's not a cold, and I don't have allergies. So the only factor that's varying is these signals. So 119/99. So I'm not sure about that second number there. I'm gonna do it one more time. Now I don't have any magnets on my chest or my back or my obliques. Yeah, the RF reading is quite high when I put the detector facing my body. And I'll take the camera off and I'll show you that. So that would explain the high fluctuation in the blood pressure reading. So 117/81. So the previous one was 119/99. And then we have 117/81. The heart rate went from 78 to 75. So the range for the heart rate is 75 to 80, which is probably normal. And then we have 117 to 127, so that's a 10-point difference. Then we have 79 to 99. So that's a 20-point difference in the diastolic reading. So still, that's quite a bit of variation. It's quite a bit of variation. So I'm just going to, excuse me, I'm going to show you what the numbers look like when the detector is pointing towards my body. So this is my body here. This is me here. And here is the readings pointing towards my body. So you'd see these numbers are huge compared to the readings of my hand. So the power on my hand is turned down, but the power in the torso, on the torso, is quite high. So whatever is aimed at the torso, belly back, is aimed with a high power, high RF reading and high EF reading. So the temperature is also going to be fluctuating. So these numbers would explain the huge fluctuation in blood pressure readings. Well, at least partially explain them, because I think there's something else going on. I can actually feel my body being pulsed. I could feel the pulsing effect on my chest and on my back. When a beam hits my body, I know immediately when it happens, especially in sensitive areas of your body, like your breasts and between your legs, that has a lot more nerve endings. It's very, very easy to feel the energy hitting your body. Now, if it's laser stings, then of course you're going to feel it very quickly. But sometimes it's not a stinging sensation, it's a pressure that hits your body. And once you feel it, or when I feel it, I should say, when I put the microwave detector in the area, it shows the signals and the heat and the blood pressure fluctuations and heart rate fluctuations that goes along with it. So again, I haven't been active in the last 20 minutes. So I'm going to take my blood pressure readings. One more time. So my air is being pulsed right now. So 121 over 80. All over the place, just all over the place. Maybe I do it one more time and just compare that number. So I just burped, and that's because when you're pulsed with these beams, it creates heat in the cavity of your body. So if you're pulsed in the back of the chest, then it creates heat in your stomach. If you're pulsed in the lower area, then you get gas in your intestine, and you get really gassy and very, very uncomfortable. It's almost as if you're lactose intolerant. But only you're not using milk products. So 123 over 77. So huge fluctuations in numbers. So I'm not going to take anymore. I think you got the idea. Huge, huge fluctuations in the numbers. So I'm not going to go on and on like I did yesterday. I think I'll just stop there. The reason I'm doing this live is because, as I said in my tweets, there is a minute-by-minute attempt in this building to have me pulled out of my unit, to have me removed from the premises. These signals, when the power is turned up really, really high, before I started live streaming, you know, it would, I mean, if somebody slapped you for no reason, it'd make you angry. Well, these signals, when it's turned up really, really high, especially around your chest, in your genitals, in your eyes, you get upset. I get upset because really what they're trying to do is make you blind. So when you get really upset, you tend to verbalize your feelings inside of your home. So this is what happens in this building. Every single day, every minute of every single day, I'm being listened to and I'm being recorded. So the way they frame me and set me up to get information is they turned up the power, and the harassment outside the window increases very loudly. And there's constant comments about what's on my screen, my computer screen, what I tweet, what I say, what I eat, when I'm in the kitchen, what I'm doing, like a running commentary. So there is a feeling of being violated all the time. So this raw feeling of being violated every single time. And you just need to deal with those feelings, or else you're going to get really sick. So I just, according to my therapist, I verbalize what I feel. And, the perpetrators in the building is just ready with their camera, with their recordings, the cameras to do the recordings, listening, whatever devices they're using to listen. It could be through the wall. It could be cameras. It's very, very possible that there are cameras inside of my unit because my unit has been entered illegally by people who have the contracts to surveil me. My unit has been entered without my knowledge, without being disclosed to me. It is commented about outside the window. This is how I know. And also, sometimes I come in and my furniture is moved around, things are broken, and so on. And comments are made as well. So, anyways, this is how framing is done. This is how targets are set up. One of the ways. I'm just going on half an hour, and I'm going to end this session. Nothing new. It's just, I just wanted to show the consistency of what's happening. And this is, of course, only half an hour of my day. It's been happening all day, and it happens all night. Still, there is no emergency here. If anybody's saying things like they're afraid of me, just the opposite is true, because these people the traffickers in the building have this technology that has the capability, obviously, to kill me. I'm afraid of them. The comments that I've made causes stress that can also give me a heart attack. I'm afraid of them. But of course, because I'm a target, the lies are told that they're afraid of me, based on things I say inside of my home and what they piggyback on as well. So they may record me saying whatever, and then they piggyback on it. If I say the F word, they will piggyback on the F word with voice technology and just make it even worse. Double. I heard this comment. Double. So they're doubles. They're using doubles. People who look like you. Voiceovers. Photoshopping. All these technologies are being used to set you up and frame you, because you're a target. And a woman too. Talk to you another time.